into them as well, if you so choose. But pick ban is underway, and will be ST with the first ban, and they're actually going to take Malok straight off the board.
So they've decided to ban it. Slim's then been taken off the board as well, so they don't want that being played. L'Oreal as well.
Zenial's open.
Zenial will be open until Alpha Red potentially ban it away. But I wonder what the last ban will be. Is it going to be the?
No, I think it's
not. I don't think it'll be the Morad ban because they're going to take it. Oh, Ryo. Okay.
Makes sense. I mean, ST was so they had that a couple of times and just had so much power on it. Zil being picked up.
That's been a consistent first pick for ST, especially on their first side rotation. And Alpha Red highlighting the Raz at the moment. So we'll see whether they will play that out. It's something that Scott has had a lot of play time on.
I think they're going to say, I was going to say Ormar because they're going to save the Murad for potentially a later rotation. Because it is risky. I mean, if you don't want to come up against the Strat, Violet got through and we didn't even mention it. That's going to get locked in by ST.
So Violet, it's been Lover that's actually been playing some Violet on that one. Well, it's one of his favorite heroes. Whether he'll play it or not is different, but I imagine we'll see Hualin get a hold of that hero, start running it in. Joker wasn't banned. Joker actually got a ban drawn against, Alpha Red got a Joker ban drawn against them on the first ban in their first series against Day 5. Against Day 5. So we might see the reason why. And then Zenial getting through as well. That was also banned against them in the previous matchup. So they're starting to get picks that have had targeted bans against them. So we're going to potentially see the reason why these picks were being taken away from them.
This is the first game both Violet and Murad are available and on the board. I would not be surprised to see Murad being picked up here by Alpha Red. They have the front line, they have the tank, they have that back line. Now Murad can just go in and be that assassin, but Aerie might be picked up instead. We do see the Arduin as well over on it.
I think Aerie is another good option. They're looking at the Tara now. On the side of Alpha Red, Tara has been played a few times for them. High sustain tank in there, and without the Slims as an option to just break through these tankier members of the team, Tara could be a good option here. Lubu, more of the damage tankiness hybrid that we'd like to see. The problem with going with Tara in this one is that Ormar's often played in a more supported tanky role. Zedial runs that tank build as well, so you might be lacking on damage if you were to go down the route of triple tanks. So getting Lubu in there provides a nice balance for the bruiser role.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised again Murad didn't get picked up. I probably would have been looking at that, but these guys obviously know better than I do. They are going to pick up the Lubu, put it over onto Taos. But the Violet, I think that's where we're really going to be paying attention to this game.
Well, Violet and Joker, they have similar jobs in the team, so they have that long-range poke available, except Violet really shines in the lane pushing game and the tower taking. So that's something that Joker doesn't match up to Violet in terms of the gameplay aspect, but they are both incredibly strong marksmen in the current build of the game.
Violet obviously drawing one of the two heroes that's been drawing all the bans against her. So ST got their hands on one of the most hotly contested heroes in the tournament. They're one of the best teams in the tournament by their region and by their performance in their last game. I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to take this game home.
They didn't go for the first pick Violet, though. They went for the first pick Zil, which says a lot about how much priority they're putting on Zil.
Yeah.
The fact that they would ignore Violet and risk that going over to Alpha Red.
Yeah, I don't know if Alpha Red just didn't clock that Violet was available. I mean, it's feasible, given that Violet is just sort of out of everyone's minds because like, okay, Violet's always banned, don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they didn't clock it, but instead, I believe they went for the Raz and the Ormar instead. Whereas, yeah, I'm not too sure about that draft from Alpha Red. Maybe a little bit of a slip up going over. But we are on to the Arena of Valor. ST versus Alpha Red. ST with the hotly contested picks, and Alpha Red trying to go for an invade, but not really finding too much.
I think it's less about the invade for Alpha Red. They're roaming around as a pack of freaks. They want to catch an invade from Samsung themselves. So you can see they started on the top side of the map, made sure they got that might buff, and then they've rotated down to the bottom side to protect the Sage from an invade from Samsung. But at the moment, they're just skirmishing around the mid lane. And that's happening in the top lane as well, with Shadow and Kit going to Ting's going low because of Wise and Last Hope, though.
They haven't gone to their 2-1-2 style yet, but I imagine as soon as Scud goes back to base, he's going to be running down that bot lane to join Violet over there, and Zill will just be taking on that mid lane. You can see, again, this 3-man death squad roaming around from Alpha. If they can't get these early kills on the board, ST might just be able to start to ramp it up. They have got the pressure in the top.
Both these teams did take control of the early game in their previous series, and they maintained it throughout. So I think that's definitely a strategy that they're both looking to do. They're not relying on the late game. They're looking to get their advantages early and just maintain them. But it's going to be very neck and neck in the early on until one of these teams makes a mistake or pass towards something they shouldn't. I think it can happen around the Abyssal Dragon as he's about to get a lot of attention. Zenial hasn't hit level 4 yet, so he's not going to be able to join the fight. He's too far away. This is a 4v5 situation.
The knockup's coming through. Now it's Alpha Red on the back foot as the damage comes through from the sidelines. ST find first blood over onto the Zill. They're just going to try and pull it back. There's a frag coming out for the Violet as she tumbles on in, does all the damage that is necessary. Joker trying to find something on the back lines, but it's not going to happen. Tails trades one back, but it's not going to be too much. A 2-for-2 trade, even across the board, is actually
not
two members
really,
of
considering they also got the Abyssal Dragon.
That's true, that's true.
So that really puts it in their favor, and that's kind of the mistake we were talking about Alpha Red. I think they were relying on Shadow being able to hit that level 4 before having to roam down. Because there wasn't a wave in the lane for him to get XP from, he had to move down earlier while he was still level 3. So he did not have his long range gap closer in play. So he would have been late to the show, and I think Alpha Red were relying on him having that to take that fight as a 5v5. As such, he started off 4v5, clear advantage went over to Alpha Red.
Alpha Red are trying to further that advantage. Lover will just jump back under the turret, knock back. There's the regen coming through. Turret aggro is too much, and Alpha Red have to back off of that. Lover surviving by the skin of his teeth.
Nice juke onto Kit's long-range shot there on the Raz. If he would have been hit by that, even with the regen ticking, would have been the end of him. Now Zhanyo pushing this wave in. He had a little bit of free time to get some gold. He cannot contest against Lubu. Well, he can do it if he's under the tower.
That's why Violet is so hotly contested. Poked down and jumped on. Ting picks up the kill.
As long as the wave was there, without the wave, Violet couldn't have done that. The wave was there, Violet was able to do it, but she also had the support of Howlin and also Wise coming down to help him with that jump. Sorry, Howlin and Ting came down to help him with that gank.
Pushing it back in. Again, they're sticking to this 2-1-2. I mean, it is slightly diverged. They are going for this Spirit Sentinel, and with Abyssal Dragon as well coming up in 4 seconds, they could be looking to rotate down, but Alpha Red are trying to push up instead. They're going for the brawl in the jungle. Scott gets crunched from either side. Damage coming from all sides as well, as Kit's going to knock him up and take the kill.
It's surprising that ST weren't immediately pinging at that Abyssal Dragon, knowing that there were 4 members on the top side of the map. At this point in the game, Scud and Violet, if they're uncontested, they could take that Abyssal Dragon without much problem. So it's interesting that ST didn't see that adaptation once Raz showed himself by going over the wall to join in and make that a 4v1.
Oh no, they're getting collapsed on in the bot lane. Ting's going to try and get out of there. So Zhanyo, there's 5 men now as Alpha Red Zenial is going to come into the fray. Zhanyo is just going to get taken down, and Kit claims the kill. Now 2 kills on board for him, 2.4k as well. Still not quite standing up.
And an easy Abyssal Dragon pickup, unless the Howlin can get in there for a steal.
Doesn't have the punish up yet, but he is going to do a lot of damage. Wise taken very, very low. Able to get out of there by the skin of his teeth, and that is going to be Alpha Red finding 2 kills, picking up the Abyssal Dragon as well. And they definitely come out with the advantage on that trade.
While this has been going on, there's still been farming happening in the top lane.
Kit going to potentially be taken down by the Scud, and it is going to be coming on through. Now Tails as well, and a little bit of bother. Has to jump back underneath his turret, but ST finds something nice on the back as Lover takes the top lane as well.
Yeah, as I was going to say, Lover did take down the top lane tower. He had some free time in that lane to get some farm as well, which has maintained the goal lead for ST. It's all been coming down from the farm. Obviously, the Abyssal Dragon does help, but that's been matched by Alpha Red, and they've got themselves a tower. But all this gold is coming from the jungle camps. It's coming from the farm, and it's creating a lead for ST that Alpha Red need to suppress early on, otherwise the snowball will take effect.
Wise getting caught up, knocked up in the jungle, but dashes away, unstoppable. These towers have
They could
dash
dive
underneath.
this.
They could dive this. They could just take the turret. And Violet will do just that, tumbles across the wall. The long range that gives you, able to attack from outside the turret range. And Alpha Red lose another of their turrets. They haven't been able to really control any of these objectives so far. It's 1-1 on Abyssal Dragons. Their turrets are falling. The chip damage on the mid turret as well is massive for ST. And they're going to go for an engage over towards the Spirit Sentinel. Shadow just gets popped straight away. Kit finding yet another kill. 4 kills now.
I'm not sure what Lover was trying to attempt to do there. He was obviously going for the steal, but he went in solo and no one else could follow up with that.
Well, they're going to follow up on the dive here, and that's going to be Ting picking up the kill. Wise does go down. They're jumping onto Shanyo, trying to shut down the Violet, and will be able to do it. 4 men now chasing on towards the Scud, and Taos claims the kill. Might be able to pick up something else as well. If they follow it in, Taos taking a little bit of damage, or a little bit too much, and Hualin goes down as well, but they trade it back, and now it's just Scott finding the knock-up, able to get the kill as well. Here comes Lover with the double knock-up as well. Kit goes down, and now it's just Shadow trying to run away. 1 versus 1, and it is Shadow trying to get away the Zenial, able to get the slow onto Lover as he pops that off, and Alpha Red finding a little bit too much of a challenge over in the jungle, but he jumps back in, and Lover might be trying to go for this one
Lover can't be
again.
baited into this. Ormar's just around the corner.
Wise trying to find it as well. The stuns are just going to come through, and Lover, you need to back away. Shadow pops the shield again, and will burst it straight on towards Lover. That is going to be a good trade overall for Alpha Red.
Janyo doesn't get the steal like he attempted. Now he's in a difficult situation. Towers and Last Hope will easily take them down in the jungle. And it's such poor timing on the side of ST because it now opens up the Abyssal Dragon for Alpha Red. They've got the man advantage on the map. Zenial's in that top lane, but now he has access to his reposition. He can get into the fight a lot easier from the roam than Arduin can.
Hualin has to jump away. There's the flicker coming out from Last Hope, and a lot of poke damage going through as well. Zill just has to back off here. They can't really contest at this point. Did Scott pick up the regen?
Scott did.
Okay, interesting. Hualin.
I think it was a misposition.
Yeah, I think he was just sort of pathing a little bit incorrectly. But nonetheless, they are going to group over towards this mid side. And it is still the fact that ST have the advantage, the gold advantage and the tower advantage. They won't. They just keep pressuring these objectives very nicely, and it looks like they're going to try and pressure this.
They're not going to be able to get this dragon down fast enough. Alpha Red are collapsing onto them right now. Zenial hasn't started the roam down just yet, but I think he will be able to shortly.
He has the mobility to do just that. Abyssal Dragon will actually continue to be taken down low. It will go over to ST, and now Alpha Red need to engage on the fight. Wise and Kit and Last Hope on the back line will just get popped out. Lover finds a kill. It's traded back over onto Janyo on the Violet, but then 3 versus 2 is not the situation you want to find yourself in. Taos and Shadow will just back off the rest of ST, but they really come out on top there, especially with the Abyssal Dragon. Oh, Hualin on the back as well, just takes out Joker. That's 3 kills now.
He's got the mobility to catch him.
He's going to try and get the knock-up as well.
Oh, he misses the knock-up.
Oh, yeah, he didn't manage to get it. Hualin as well, able to just blink out. Zenial trying to go versus 2.
He's got this.
The poke damage from Taos with the gap closes as well to back him up will just shut it down, but Lupu's in a bit of trouble. Ting and Scott both on pretty much full HP here. Taos has the lifesteal from his ultimate, but it's not going to be enough as soon as Lover joins the fray. He does go down.
Long, elongated skirmishes coming out on the side of ST and Alpha Red. But ST ultimately becoming the victor. They maintain the goal lead. They've got control over the Abyssal Dragons in favor of them 2-1. They've got the towers. And Alpha Red need to find their way back into this game. They've been able to hold quite nicely in these team fights despite having all the disadvantages. But I feel like it was very sloppy around that, very sloppy around the Abyssal Dragon, purely because Zenial should have come down a lot sooner. He came down after they already lost one of their members. So he was joining a 4v5 late rather than making it a 5v5 from the beginning.
Thinking about what objectives they want to go for next. ST grouping up in the mid lane, trying to go for that central push and find anything they can. There's the Spirit Sentinel being spawning and almost instantly being taken back by Alpha Red. ST trying to collapse on, but it's already gone. They're going to continue to push up this mid wave though, and Alpha Red have to respond.
They're looking to catch him as they rotate down to the bottom of the map from Violet's pressure, but here's the fight in the jungle. Violet's still a little bit late to it, but ST are holding strong at the moment.
Only one kill so far onto Taos. Lubu does go down, but they're going to continue to try and push in this mid lane. And the top lane's getting pushed in by Lover. He's done this time and time again, where he just splits off from the rest of his team. And given that they're now in a 5v4, he can do that. And still, they'll be even in that mid lane. They can pressure. Violet can hit the turret from out of the range. They can just push those waves and get the chip damage down. And eventually, they will be able to siege it off. But instead, they rotate down and get the bot turret.
Well, the wave's about to crash into the bottom high ground tower. The Scott, Janyo, and Ting, they're going to be there to try and work away at this. Scott and Ting are obviously going to try and protect Janyo from any damage. They've put about a third of the health for that bottom high ground tower out of commission. Just going to rotate back around to the Abyssal Dragon. One thing I want to talk about is the Zephys into Zenial top lane. It's all going to be revolving around how much of an advantage Lover can get on Zephys in this top lane, because what it does is it also forces Alpha Red to try and look for fights, relying on the mobility that Zenial has to get to these fights, so they can take the 5v4. If this game gets to a position where ST can win that 4v5, the game is over for Alpha Red, because Zephys will just split push, and then Zenial will be called down to try and fight, and then just freeze up Zephys.
Ting will get called out. So will Hualin, and the damage mainly going over onto that Zill. Dropped early into the fight, but here comes Janyo in the back lines, completely untouched, and Ting's gonna just completely push them off the fight. Scott will pick up the kill, and there's the knockups. They're gonna find two, and ST rolls straight on through with Janyo remaining untouched. The mid turret falls.
And off the back of that fight, it was looking so good for Alpha Red, because they managed to maintain Last Hope's positioning on the back line. He's able to keep dishing out that damage. However, once it fell apart off the back of Ting, it was all over for Alpha Red, and it is all over for them now as they're looking to end the game. They are on the core. 4 members remaining alive in a 13-minute grudge match. ST take down Alpha Red.
I did not expect it to end that way. That was so sudden. It was ST, they just one fight and they pushed. I mean, they had the wave with them, they had the position. I was expecting, you know, maybe 2 picks and go for Darkslayer, but instead, they wiped 4 players out. Only Raz left standing, and you can't go 1 versus 4. No matter sort of how strong you are, you